well, here is another banded booty burner. So what I mean by banded is you're going to need a resistance loop. For me, I normally would say whack on, go heavy. I'd say at least medium to heavy on this one. I'm going on a medium band. And we're going to start warming up. So you can just see the band nearby. So you're going to just start with some squats, feet a bit wider than hips. Knees generally track forward and slightly out. Posture stays good. Don't worry just yet about how deep your squats are, just easing into it. So just check as well that you're not just pushing your knees forward, but your hips are dropping as well. So they're dropping back and down. And then you're going to squat and lift one leg to the side, squat, lift other leg, other side. When I say to the side, check it's not going forward like this. That's what I'll say about 80% of people tend to do. So if you think of doing anything, think go slightly back. Your knee that's lifting should be in line with or slightly behind with the supporting leg. So just watch that. That's what's going to make sure you're getting the back of the, like the strong muscle of the bum instead of the front of the hip flexor. Let's just do that again. We're squatting again. Second time through, your body already is just getting a little bit of blood flowing through it. So if you think you can work into slightly deeper range, then do. Woo! I'm always nervous about the banded booty burners. They're tough, targeting the big muscles of the bum, the powerhouse of the core. It is going to burn, it is going to get uncomfortable, but you can always take bonus breaks. Lift your legs to the side, squat, other side. Notice how I'm not rushing it, by the way, so it's not just kicking it out, but it's looking to feel the squeeze to lift the legs. Squat and squeeze. So in about 10 seconds time, we're going to come down to the floor for some hip bridges, body weight hip bridges, no weights, no band. And then we're going to get into the work. We're just going to do multiple sets of work. On the butt, come down to the floor, feet hip distance apart, tuck pelvis under and lift hips up, lower hips down. Your foot position is going to change the feel of this. If you feel lots of pressure going across the knee, take feet further away. If you feel loads of pressure coming into your hamstrings, back to the legs, take feet a little bit closer to the bum. I would rather you feel the backs of legs rather than the fronts of legs. Just going to hold the hips up, keep the hips level, lift one leg off, replace it down, switch the other. Take your time, pause, feel your weight shift from one leg to the other leg, and then feel the squeeze transition from one butt cheek to the other butt cheek. So it's quite slow. If it is too much, instead of lifting the whole foot, just lift your heel. And still play with that transition, so squeeze one butt cheek more, feel the weight shift more into the other leg and squeeze the other butt cheek. We're going again with the hip bridges up and down. If you felt this in your back at all, give your knees a squeeze, hug them in, have a little break, but it might be that you're coming up too high like this. This tends to get more of the back of the body, keeping the hips a little bit lower and the tailbone tucked underneath, rib cage and hips close to one another, will get more isolation of the booty. So don't worry so much about height of hips. Think about a squeeze of butt. Let's hold the hips up. Shift the weight to one leg. Lift. Replace. Shift the weight. Lift. And this is the warm-up. We're going to feel the butt start squeezing. If you're not feeling any engagement, first think about it. Really think about squeezing your butt muscles. You really need to get your brain to connect with the body. Sometimes giving your bum a little poke can help get that mind to body connection. Right, come on up. You need your resistance loop. Whoppa! So we're going to put this underneath the feet. Like this. So like you're standing on it and it's going over the top of the feet. We good? Might want to start, if you've got space, over to one side. Take your feet as wide as you can. Slight bend in the knee. You're just going to keep the band wide and just step, 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 step. And you should feel the side of the leg, the side of the butt engage. Once you run out of space, you step the other way. It might be that you're only doing 3 steps one way, 3 steps the other way. But check how wide I keep the band. It's not Big steps like this, you'll be over in no time. It's constant tension in the band and then more tension. So you're always keeping the band as wide apart as you can. It's going to try and pull your toes in like this, and your challenge is trying to keep the toes pointing forwards, the heels pointing forward, everything neutral. Little steps, little steps. This is where sometimes if the band is too thick, you might find you can't even pull the band that wide apart. Now we did it in the warm-up, so we're going back to the squat with the side leg lift, but with a band. So we're squatting down and then lifting the legs to the side and slightly back. Squatting down, lifting the band side and slightly back. Trying to get that same movement, so you know I said it's not just whoop-ah. And this is even tougher now because you've got to resist against the band here, but the band's also trying to pull you back in. So the goal is working on the way up and the way down. And when I say the goal, I mean the challenge. That is also the goal, but that's the challenge. And is challenging. Should get a nice bit of heat into the side of the bum. You'll probably also be feeling your front thighs from all the squats as well. That's okay. And it's working, by the way, both your balancing leg and the leg that's moving and you're squeezing. Bum, 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 bum. Na, 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 na. Yeah, perfect. Going to take one band around the ankle. So let's say around the right ankle. So standing on standing on part of the band and the other band is just around the ankle like this. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. You're going to just tap back with the right foot if it's around the right ankle, hinge forwards. Just slight tip forward, just going to extend your leg back and then tap in. Extend your leg back and tap. Extend back and tap. Extend back and tap. So we're tipping forward without rounding the back. Try not to rest on your leg either, and if you can, don't hold on to anything because, again, it's both butt cheeks that's going to work. The stabilizing leg and also this leg to push the band back. This butt is working. If you want more challenge, don't tap down in between. Just pull the foot in and let it hover. Extend back, let it hover. Extend back, hover. Steady your eyes to the floor and don't worry about losing balance because it's one, it's normal, and two, you'll only ever improve your balance if you fall a few times. So you just fall, whoops, you wobble, it's fine. Right, so if you've got the band around the right ankle, just release the right foot, hold the band in the left hand and stand up. You're going to just slightly tap back your right leg again. Go for that same movement, that hip hinge position you were just in, and then stand up. Hip hinge, and then stand. I'm just going to show from this side so you can see. So hinging, and then standing up. Your knee stays over the heel, and then your butt moves away. Your butt pushes back, 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 drive forward. Push back, 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 and drive forward. So your weight should be on your left leg, not your right leg that's slightly tapped down. If you want more challenge, you can hover the leg off and balance on one leg. So if you want that extra instability part challenge of it, take it. If you want to keep the toe tapped lightly down, then take it there. I'm hoping it's your left butt that's burning. If you're ever not sure about this, but they do it in front of a wall or a door and then have that behind you and then think about just trying to tap your butt back to the wall and then standing up again without letting the knee drift backwards. Okay, let's just do the other side. So switching legs, band is under the right foot, around the left ankle, finding that hip hinge position. So bend of the right leg, tip forward, extend the left leg back, tap it and extend the left leg back, and tap. And this round, second round should always be a little bit harder. Good news, by the way, we only ever do each thing once, so you don't have to worry about having to do this again. So each time try and make every rep count. Much as you can. That means squeezing out, resisting in. An extra challenge if you want it, pressing back and not tapping in. So let the foot hover, pressing back, hover and balance. In a way, the more you bend your supporting leg, it's going to be a little bit more burning on that leg if you want it. Wherever you are, it's not a locked out knee, it is a bend with a tip. Yeah, perfect. So we're standing on it with the right foot, so we're going to release the left foot, hold the band in the right hand, light tap back with the left toes and hinging forwards, standing up. Hinge, 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 and stand. Feel the squeeze of the booty as you stand up. So you feel the stretch as you push back, and then the squeeze as you stand up. Stretch down the back of the leg, and squeeze. Check that the band isn't making you roll forward like this. Your posture's still good, chest is up, hips push back. Do you want to take the challenge by balancing completely on the right leg? If you do, it's there for you to take. Booty burn, booty, booty, booty burn. Let's put the band around both ankles now. Both ankles. So coming back to our crab walk. I've given you more time. Oh, that's a bit nice, isn't it? Little shake. In which case, I'm going to make it so my HG fit on the band shows outwards. Oh yeah! If you want any HG fit bands for £5. So back to the crab walks, taking the feet super wide again, push the knees slightly out, and we lead with the leg we're going in. So back to the first one. How does it feel compared to the first time? This one, it's still quite tough because the band is away from the hips, but by not having it directly put on your feet, trying to roll your feet inwards, it's possibly marginally easier. This is one, by the way, if you did feel at any stage you can increase your band, you don't even have to do it on this time round. You can do it on the next time round. It's up to you. Because yeah, sometimes I find when something's not quite as hard, I actually can sometimes get almost more engagement. I can do something better range of motion than when I go super, super hard and heavy with a band. Nice, back to the squat side leg lift. So squat down, lift to the side or slightly backwards. Squat, side and slightly back. You will need to shift your weight, by the way, onto the leg that you're balancing on. But the goal is to not come all the way outwards to the side like this. So you're not, whee! It's not a straight line from your foot to your head, but you've shifted the weight you're balancing and then squeezing the leg out into the diagonal. If this is one of those things that you're thinking, actually my band is too light, I don't want to take the time to change it, try adding a little pulse. So you go lift, lift, land, squat, to the side, little lift, land, and squat. So there's little ways to make it harder if you need the option. Or just think about lifting the band a bit higher. Higher you go, the more squeeze you get. Perfect, get the band over the knees. This is where I think you can go with a heavier band. You've got 20 seconds of doing it. This is where I start saying you can use a slightly heavier band because you're not lifting the leg out to the side anymore. Band goes just above the knees. Not way up here if you can avoid it. So close, further away from the hips is going to be harder. We're back to this squat, crab walks, but this time hold a little squat. So back to the side, in, out to the side and in. The band's now trying to pull your knees in, and you're going to keep pushing them out to the side and in, out to the side and in. How are you feeling? The better you feel, the lower you can squat. So if you want to be squatting down here, then do. The bigger focus though is the turn out of the knees rather than how deep your squat is. So if you're higher up, that is also okay. But I really love you to get a little bit into a seated position. How far can you press the knees out of the band? Like you're trying to make it snap in 2. You'll see why I haven't said to go into a full-blown squat soon, by the way. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to hold the squat now. Hold the squat, keep the left knee in place, and the right knee goes out and slightly in, out and slightly in. So again, it's going to try and pull the left knee with you. The left knee stays stable like a post, and the right knee just goes out, in, out, in. It's a slow movement. It's right on the edge of your range. So we're not also coming in like this, really turning the knee inwards. It's the knee is wider than the hips and then wider still at the hips. Wider than the hips, wider still. And if you are up here, and that's where you need to be, that's where you need to be. If you can squat all the way down here or lower, then please do. Again, what is this one doing? It's doing both, left and right. Left one's not moving, but it's stabilizing. Right one is moving. Both should be burning. Well over halfway on this workout, if that helps you at all. Helps me. Nice, back to the squat crab walks. Squat, wide as you can, wide as you can, and wide as you can. Oh yeah, so good, so good, so good. Bam, bam. Ah, it's starting to be real good. Starting to be real good. Might be when you change direction. Ah, I did that for me. You want a little stand up before you squat down again. You might even want to look down at your knees where they check. Are they pointing outwards or inwards? Keep them pushing outwards. Has your band drifted higher? I think mine has a little bit. Don't want to get it on your knee joint, but do want to get it as close as you can. It's going to be just like, say, like a lever. You know, with a lever, when you have like you're trying to get something along the lever, the harder the push, further away, the harder it is. I don't think I'm making much sense. It's making sense in my head. If that makes sense to you, let me know. Do you know what we've got to do? Get to the other side. Hi, so we squat down. This time the right knee stays in place, the left knee. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. Oh yeah, so good. I say so good. It burns. It burns. The highest burning point, I'm hoping, is right in the side here. Maybe a bit side here, side of here. This is the next one. If you're not getting here, come higher. So you can focus on the butt over the quads. If you can get both burning just as much, both burning as much as each other, cool. I am sweating. I am sweating. I am sweating. Oh yeah, I'm sweating. So my laptop's been broken for ages. Well, got the bathroom fixed, yay, or done. And then I broke the microphone of my laptop. Took ages to get fixed. Finally there, and now we have a heat wave. And I'm inside. Nice, come down the floor. You're gonna keep the band around your knees. Option to go with a heavier band. I'm just gonna bring this in a little bit closer. I would say on this one, go for the heaviest band you've got. I just faffed a bit, and I'm taking it easy. Doing lots of videos this week. So coming down to the floor, tip your tailbone under. You push the knees out in the band, and then lift your hips up, lower your hips down. So we've done this. This is only 30 seconds. Yay! This is the one thing we're going to see more than once, by the way, these final set of exercises. So keep pushing the knees wider than the hips. Remember from the warm-up, we don't care about how high we lift the hips, we care about how much squeeze we get of the bum. And feel free to play and adjust the position of your feet. Hold your hips up, keep pushing the knees out of the band, and then just pulse your hips up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. Little lift, little lift, little lift, little lift. The knees, again, the band's constantly trying to pull the knees inwards, and you're doing the opposite of what you want to do, which is constantly pressing the band outwards. Push it out harder than you think you can. Push it like you're trying to snap the band in two. Little pulse, little squeeze, little squeeze, little squeeze. Thank God it's only 30 seconds. Hold the hips up, pulse your knees out, and out, and out, and out. So a bit like when we did that squat hold, it's not one leg at a time, but you're trying to have your knees wider than the hips and wider still at the hips. The wider you go, the more you're pulling apart the band, the more you're going to work the muscles in the side of your butt. We do it again. Round 2 and 3. Coming down, lifting up, lowering down, lifting up. Check your knees. Can you pull them wider? Oh my God, it burns. And this is the final burner of the butt. We're on the final burn up. Do. Oh, it burns so much. So finally, not a minute each exercise, but because we're doing 3 rounds, it's 90 seconds overall. Hold it up, little pulses, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and little pulse. Keep the knees out on the band. Oh my God, I love that. I was like, oh, I'm going to go heavier. This, killer. Same thing if you're feeling elsewhere. Keep poking the bum. Just keep trying to make it wake up a little bit. I can't believe it. It is 3 rounds. Oh no. Hold hips up and pulse your knees out. If you're finding it a pain in your back or it's just too much to keep your hips off the floor, keep the hips down and just pulse the knees out. Just the pulse the knees. So that way you're still getting that side movement of the side glutes. You're just not necessarily lifting up. You can still clench your bum and push your heels down just without your weight being lifted. If you can, however, though, you've lifted, you're staying up. One more round. One more round. Oh, guys, it's not one more round. I thought I did 3. Let's just do a couple more. Just do a couple more. I'm going to do 10 seconds each one. Hold it up, little pulses, little pulses, little pulses. This is bonus torch that I didn't plan. Oh no. Yeah. And then hold it up, pulse the knees out. I am relieved, I must say. I was working out that timing. It's like, I really feel like I gave us a long butt stretch. Nice, release the band, give your knees in a little squeeze. Whoosh. Drop your left foot to the floor, the right leg crosses over, open the knee. You might want to just hold here if that burns enough, or bring the left leg towards you, hold onto the back of the left leg, and pull it towards your body. Oh, so it's only 1 minute total. She's like, I'm going to go through this with you. What's funny is I obviously plan all these videos and then I go through them and check them all before I go through just to make sure I remember. And then apparently it seems I forget. Switch your legs. I would like to know, did you go for a whole extra round without me? Did you join me in that extra 30 seconds? Or did you just be like, nah, I'm done? If you're ever doing this on repeat, at least you know it's 2 rounds, eh? Sorry. Nice. Rock yourself up. You're gonna sit down. Just take your left leg out forward, your right leg over the top, and hug it in towards you and twist. So you're putting it in to get right into the side of the leg, the side of the butt. You might want to bend your left leg as well. That can give a slightly more intense stretch, but that can cause some discomfort on your left knee. So feel free to choose what you like. The more you pull the leg in, the deeper the stretch in the butt. As your right leg extends, left leg crosses over, and you pull it in and twist the other way. Same deal, choosing if you want to keep your right leg straight or if you want to tuck it in. Just make sure that both sit bones are down even on the floor. Do you know what? I was doubting if I could do a 3rd round, so I feel quite happy. How do you feel? Have a little release, have a little shake off. We did front and third of the butt. So working pushing backwards, working pushing outwards, and hopefully your whole butt feels solid. Buns of steel. Well done. If you've got any questions, do drop me a message. Let me know. I pause again for that final last round. Can you do about it? But yeah, I'd love to know how you did on it. Any questions and feedback other than, come on, Helen, do better with your memory. Let me know.